In today's video, we'll be touring around Malcesine and Riva del Garda in and around Lago di Garda in northern Italy. Lago di Garda is a truly stunning area in northern Italy. Today's video, we drove from Bardolino to Malcesine, which is about 30 kilometres north, hugging the eastern shore of the lake. Malcesine dates back to around 500 BC. The main prominent landmark of the town is the Castello Scaligero, which is built in the 5th and 6th centuries. It took us about 45 minutes to travel from Bardolino to Malcesine. The roads were quite good, they weren't narrow and very safe. The whole purpose of going to Malcesine was to go to Mt Baldo and catching the cable car up to the mountain. Unfortunately, we didn't go, which was quite disappointing. There's a number of reasons for that. Firstly, it was around about 38 degrees and very, very, very hot. We got there a little bit later than we would like to. We got there about 11 a.m. and there was no parking in town at all. We had to drive to, close to the outskirts of town, about 800 metres or a kilometre out of town, and got one of the last parking spots. By the time we made our way down to the cable car place, there was a line of what seemed to be about 1,000 people. So we estimated it would have been probably a 2-hour wait to get onto the cable car, and with the heat, we decided no, we would die of heat before we actually got to go to the cable car. So unfortunately, we didn't go. My one word of advice to you is, if you do want to go on the cable car, maybe don't go in the peak of the summer season, and go early. I believe the cable car's open from about 8:15 in the morning and it closes at 5 p.m. So I'd be going there right on opening time, or going on a day that's not 38 degrees and you are able to not queue up for hours. I've got some pictures of what the cable car and the views look like from Mt Baldo, something that we won't experience. Oh well, perhaps another time. Apparently the cable car's a 10-minute ride up to the top of the mountain, and Mt Baldo is 1,880 metres above sea level, so I'd imagine it would have been a spectacular view. Not to worry, there's plenty to see and do in Malcesine. There's the dock and the harbour. There's the narrow streets and shops, quaint shops, cafes, antique shops. There's the main square that we'll be seeing a bit later on. There's that famous castle, and there's a number of churches. So it was really great to just wander around the town, sights and smells and noises. It was truly a unique medieval village right on the shores of Lago di Garda. I was just amazed at how blue the water was, how blue the sky was, and how stunningly rugged all the cliffs around the northern end of Lago di Garda actually were. Really, really picturesque. Hard to put into words, and somehow I think the video doesn't quite do the scene all the justice of actually being there. This is the Castello Scaligero. We walked through the town to get to it, and by the time we got to it we were pretty exhausted and I think a little bit overcome from perhaps heat exhaustion. It was so hot and not much shade around the place. We decided not to go in. We had gone to the castle in Sirmione the day before and it looked quite similar. So we gave this one a miss. After we finished up at Malcesine, we drove about 20 minutes or so, 15 kilometres north to Riva del Garda. Unfortunately, I'm not sure whether it was the time of day, but there was absolutely no parking. We arrived there around about midday, and the really big car park that we were hoping to park at was closed, and it was really busy, no parking anywhere, and unfortunately we weren't able to stop. I didn't take any footage either. I was driving and just didn't have time to really do anything. Too fraught on trying to get a car park and no filming, so sorry. We did, however, head back south to this location that you're seeing on the screen, and there was a little restaurant by the shore of the lake where we had some lunch. Incidentally, these photos that I took right here are memorable because I was stung on the knee by a huge European wasp. At least I know I'm not allergic to it, but it hurt like hell for a couple of hours. So that's why this particular spot is etched in my memory. We finished our day trip with a drive back to Bardolino. It took us about 45 minutes, and what truly spectacular vistas we saw driving on the eastern shore of Lago di Garda. Truly magnificent. Well, I hope you've liked this video. If so, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons. Until our next riveting video, bye.